Here are the answers for the warm-ups on April 30th. So what is the area of a circle with a diameter of 6 inches? So draw a circle. Diameter refers to the distance all the way across, which is, as I said, 6 inches. The formula for the area of a circle, if you recall, which hopefully you do, is area is radius times pi. So if I know the diameter, I still need to get the radius. And the radius refers to half the distance across the circle. So in this case, it's going to be 3 times 3, and then times pi. 3 times 3 is 9, so you could write it as 9 pi. And the reason they use pi a lot is because pi is irrational. You can estimate the answer though by using 3.14. So 9 times 3.14 is about 28.26, and it would be inches squared because it is area. The second one, find the cubed root button on your calculator and use it to solve the cubed root of 125. So before we do that, what the cubed root of 125 means is we were trying to find what number times itself 3 times equals 125. And some of you could probably just figure out that it's 5 times 5 times 5. But to use the calculator, at least on my calculator, there is a button. Let's get it real clear. There we go. It's this one right here in green. This is how I enter a cubed root. This button does the squared root. So because this is in green, I have to use the second button up here, which activates all the green lettering. So I have to then type in the cubed root of 125, and different calculators have different orders. So I'm going to go ahead and hit second and this button. And nothing really happened because I need to identify what I'm doing to what number. So I'm going to go ahead and try and hit 125. Now I'm going to hit second and this button, and I'm going to tell it that it's the cubed root. So down where I have a 3, I'm going to type in a 3 just to identify it's the cubed root. And now I hit equals, and there you go. So the order in which you enter things, again, it could be different, but that's how I do it on this calculator. And number 3. This is a refresher on proportions. And one thing we talked about a lot early in the year was that proportions can be solved using the technique of cross multiplying and dividing. However, what really is happening is the property of proportions. Remember, proportions are actually equivalent fractions. Like if you have 1/2, that's the same thing as 4/8. The cross products, as in 1 times 8, always equals the other cross product, as in diagonally. So 2 times 4, right? So you can use that identity of proportions to then also solve this and go x times 15 is going to equal 12 times 5. And then just go ahead and solve the equation. So in this case, very simple equation. Divide both sides by 15, and x would be 60 over 15. Or if you want to actually divide that fraction, 60 divided by 15 would give you 4. And that would be the answer for x. The second problem is one where you really need to use that other shortcut of the cross products. So here again, 5 over x equals 8 over x minus 3. So it's not going to work just to cross multiply and divide. So the cross products become x times 8 is 8x. And you have to multiply these together. And this is where we use distributive property. We have x minus 3, and we're going to multiply it by 5. So when you distribute, you end up with 5x's. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15 equals 8x. Then again, just solve the equation. So we're doing the cross products, setting up the equation, and then just solve for x. Subtract 5x's from both sides, divide both sides by 3, and you get x equals, looks like negative 5. Let's see if that actually works. If this is negative 5, you get 5 over negative 5. If this is negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8, so you get 8 over negative 8. And if you simplify that, you get negative 1. Simplify that, you get negative 1, and sure enough, it balanced the equation.